Stephen A. Smith here, giving you guys the final recap before the playoffs. So we're gonna let everything um, load up, and then we'll get started. This is the final recap before the playoffs. We got a lot of interviews, so it's gonna be a minute.
The temperatures are dropping, but the intrigue is heating up. Hi, everyone. Scott Hansen here, and this is your weekly recap for Week 15. Lots to get you caught up on. Why don't we start out in Foxborough? The Patriots at home to take on the LA Chargers. And it's Ladd McConkey. This will help the old stat line. He's going to make the catch and realize, I don't think anyone's going to get me, and they don't. And when it's all said and done, that's an 80-yard catch and run for the touchdown. From there, we go to Indianapolis. We'll check in on the Colts.
This was a shocker here.
Chicago Bears. And it's Josh Downs.
Thought it would have been closer.
One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Colts get the victory here in a battle of 2 teams who could end up seeing each other again in February. One more to tell you about. We go to Jacksonville, the Jags hosting the New York Giants. And it's Xavier Hutchinson.
That's a good game.
He's going to find a seam in the middle of the field and haul it in. It winds up as a 50-yard touchdown. That'll do it for us. Until next week, Scott Hansen in Orlando. Good night from all of us at EA Sports.
It was a good game. We'll get to that game in our recap. Final recap before playoffs. I do realize we have a couple more weeks of football left. All right, we get the interviews pulled up. We are in week 16. All right. Our week 15 game of the week was Colts and the Bears. That was one of the games I said that was very a shocker. We don't do any incentive checks now because pretty much this season is pretty much done. So we had the Colts and the Bears. I did interview both guys. As we can see, the turnover battle was 1-1. Time of possession 24-15. That is a big deal right there. The votes was 5-14. Everybody pretty much picked Absolution to win the game. So let's take a listen to hear Absolution speak out after the win, and then we'll get OJ next.
Hey, Stephen A. It was a great win against the Bears. It was kind of a rough start to the game. 2 offensive touchdowns, 2 very long plays, their first 2 drives, and then they returned a kickoff for a touchdown. At that point, we needed to make a change defensively, start playing a lot more aggressively, and it worked out really well. After tying the game 21-21, we forced a 3-and-out, drove all the way down the field, threw a pick in the end zone. But when they got the ball back, they fumbled pretty quickly on a Caleb Williams scramble. So we were able to score before the half, and then we got the ball back at half, had another touchdown pass to Alec Pierce. He went 3-and-out again, and then we had kind of a bizarre play where Jaheim White ran the ball about 12, 13 yards, got popped, fumbled it, and my offensive lineman picked it up and ran it 40 yards down the field for a touchdown. At that point, momentum was just solely in my favor, and the game was pretty much won from there. He didn't score at all after the first quarter, so going up against the NFC's best. The game plan after the first quarter was so much better, and we just got the job done. Still a couple weeks left, but another win, I think, locks up the second seed for us. So we're going to look into getting some different guys out there after that, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was Absolution speaking out after the win against Bears. OJ, I was very surprised. I felt like it was going to be a lot closer than usual. So let's take a listen to hear what OJ had to say. One of the biggest things I asked him was, do he feel like that, this was a great test for his team, considering them playing against one of the best, if not the best user by now in the entire GFSSL league?
Stephen A., it has been too long. And, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And I'll explain everything. That game, the final score, and I think he would say this, the final score did not indicate the game. The game was extremely close. I had the opportunity, after forcing a red zone pick, to go up 28-21, about 45 seconds left in the first half, and was mid-dive, and an animation happened that caused the Caleb Williams fumble. Scored with 6 seconds left in the half, then goes down, scores. I am down, I believe the score at the time was 35-21. Can't remember if it was a 3-and-out or if it was a sustained drive, but then a punt. That's cool, that's fine. Next drive of his, force a fumble. I believe 3 or 4 guys of mine had the opportunity to pick up the fumble. Not a single one did. He then proceeded to have a lineman scoop and take that about 50 yards for a touchdown. That was when I said, it is what it is. That's a 14-point swing because it was deep in his territory. I think it was like at his 30 that I forced a fumble. But yeah, it is what it is. I think he can agree that it was not a 52-21 domination as the final score indicated, because from there, after that happened, I literally ran the ball every single play just to finish the game out. Needed help to wife, get some things done, and I was pretty much over it at that point. So 21-21, and then that happens. So not at all upset, quite frankly. It's the least upset I've been actually after a Madden loss in quite some time. I don't have anything to fix, truly. Happy with where my team's at. Happy with how we're playing going into the playoffs. Just keep it going. Got some tough user games up over the next 3 weeks, but feeling good with how things are going. Thanks so much for your time, Stephen A.
Great stuff right there from the Bears. As he mentioned, the game was a lot closer than what the scoreboard says. And, so that was that. Moving on, next up we had was the Eagles and the 49ers. I didn't interview neither guy. I don't think. The Eagles is the new kid, Jared. And then, so we didn't interview neither guy, but as we can see, the 49ers won 38-24. First half, pretty lopsided, but I have to give credit to the Eagles for making it a game. In the second half, outscoring their opponent 14-7. Turnover battle was 1-4. Just not helping you when you turn the ball over 4 times. Not helping yourself when you do that. Just way too many interceptions. Brock Purdy, 3 TDs. Neither side really ran the ball as well. Adonai Mitchell, 6 receptions, 93 yards. Ricky Pearsall had 93 yards receiving. You got some good play from the receivers. It really came down to these interceptions, I think, me personally. Two interceptions came from the free safety, and then Renardo Green and Shaheem Brown had interceptions, and they was able to win this one, 38-24. Moving on, we had the Broncos and the Chiefs. Very, very good game. 2-point game, 24-22. Turnover battle was 3-3. Not really too much to worry about right there because they both trading turnovers. But the Broncos did own the time of possession. Drew Aller had 170, one TD, two interceptions. Patrick Mahomes, three interceptions. I'm very interested to see will he remain a Chief next season. Not playing pretty well. Nobody really ran the ball as well. Xavier Worthy, four receptions, 131, and one TD. But just like the other game, I think it came down to interceptions. Well, I did say it didn't matter because both teams had three interceptions apiece. So I would just say maybe time of possession and rushing yards. But no, time of possession and me interviewing those guys to really get an understanding because you really can't tell just looking at the statistics. But it was definitely a very good game as we can see. And it just came down to the final few plays, I would guess. Next up, we had was the Ravens and the Commanders. 1 point game. We didn't interview Ravens, and then we didn't interview the Commanders. But as we see, 1 point game, turnover battle was 0-0. Very clean game. Baltimore did win a time of possession, 25-15, which is huge for sure. Jaden Daniels, 177, one TD. Lamar Jackson, 273, one TD. Ja'Cory Karosky, he had 168, two TDs rushing. Pretty good numbers right there. Baltimore really didn't run the ball as well, but they did definitely do some things in the air. This kid right here has been a playmaker all year. Eric Singleton Jr., 9 receptions, 88 yards, one TD. Definitely been playing great along with Mark Andrews. Defensively, we have some guys with some tackles. Quan Martin had 13. Deion Jones had 9. We had no interceptions in this one, but I think the time of possession and just finishing the deal played a role into that one. 1 point game, very, very good game right there. Next up we had was the Cowboys and the Browns. This was one I definitely was surprised about as well. I felt like the Cowboys was playing with a chip on their shoulder after losing so many weeks back to back. But as we see, they came out slow, 14-0 in the first quarter. They did fight back a little bit that second quarter, but that second half, Browns pretty much ran away with it. Turnover battle was 3-3. Not too much to concern myself with. Time of possession, Cowboys did win a time of possession. Take a look at the stats, and we can see, along with interviews, that we did interview both guys, so maybe they can tell us a little something. But instead of me talking about it, let's see what Massive had to say after the loss.
Oh yeah, Stephen. You don't know, but man, we try to do real good out there. We just try to minimize turnovers and do things, but sometimes just things are happening out there. It doesn't matter if you do good on first and second down. It doesn't matter if you do good and make plays. What matters if you make the plays on the third and eights, the fourth and twos. You drop passes on fourth and two. You drop passes on third downs.
Oh, my bad.
You don't get out the field on defense when you need to. Yeah, you might stop this run play. Yeah, you might stop that pass, but then on third down you get give up the first down and things of that nature. You throw an interception and you put the offense already in field goal range. Things of that nature. Yeah, just some passes that we saw CeeDee Lamb run to the sideline. You got to hit him on the sideline, but the ball would just go behind him and right to the defender. So you gotta focus on what we can control and keep ourselves closer in the game. Do better of keeping ourselves closer in the game and taking threes when we can, and worry about our next opponent and hope that we can still have what it takes to get that last playoff spot.
We do good on the run. We did half running yards and half passing yards, but that's not what wins games. You got in the crucial third down moments, in the crucial red zone moments, you got to score touchdowns. You can't turn the ball over. You gotta go out there and get the victory. Stay close. Wise man once told me you got to stay close enough in the game so the BS happens to the other person, and you're in there to win at the end. You gotta take it in the end. You gotta stay close. And we didn't do that. Good hats out to Amfish and the Browns played well out there.
Stephen A. Smith here with the whole
fucked up.
Threes. When your team is not making plays, there's 11 men on the field on defense. But when you're 11 men, and, you always got to make the play. Things just ain't happening for us, clicking on defense. So, we just got to look forward to the next game and, try to do what we do. But thank you for having us, Steve. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, my apologies. But as we heard him pretty much speak out after the game, speaking about making the playoffs, making that last potential seed, 3 teams in the NFC has already clinched. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 teams out, 4 spots out. So it remains to be seen. Maybe a couple of losses from these 2 teams and a win from Dallas can put them in position to get in there. So we will definitely see. Now we got to get Amfish interview. I have to make sure I'm not holding the wrong shit. That's my apology.
Hey, thanks for another interview. Yeah, it was a good game, fun game. I was a little worried about trying to stop his run early on. He's got some really fast running backs and has been breaking some big runs. For the most part, we played really good situational football. We got him in some situations where we felt that he had to pass. There's a few times where he broke some big runs on thirds and longs where we were playing pass and weren't set up to stop the run. And his passing, most of it came late. Hats off to him. He's always a very good offensive user. Overall, just played very good complementary football. Ran the ball. Anybody in this league can pass. Passing in Madden has always been easy. It's not a difficult thing to do. You can tell in the league the way it is. Passing yards are just off the charts, but so are picks, right? So, that's the trade-off. I'd rather not force myself into a situation where I am going to increase my chances of making turnovers. My turnovers in this game were all late play action pass. I was trying to pick up some yards, and he undercut a route. It is what it is. Later on, I was throwing a short pass, and I misread it, and his defense jumped on me, and I decided to take the sack, and Lawrence fumbled, and I think the next drive, my running back got absolutely decked on I don't understand how the line was blocking it, but a free rusher came in, and he got hit me when the handoff got taken, and he just got popped, and so he dropped the ball there. But otherwise, just playing strong defense, getting some timely sacks. I'm really loving how the game plays since the update started. Defense is much, much tighter. Pass rush is better. The run stops are better. People still break their long runs. It's still an offensive game. But for those that want to run the ball, they want to play good defense. They want to play the game the way it should be played. I think the game is playing a lot better. And so the Browns are looking to take the AFC North, and we have a couple weeks left, and we got a big challenge against the Steelers coming up that we're looking forward to. So thank you very much for the interview. Have a good night.
Great stuff right there. Brown spoke out about the playoffs. As of right now, they are the 3rd seed. Definitely sitting well as far as playoffs. They are a team that pride themselves on running the ball, playing great defense. And as he mentioned, anybody can throw the ball pretty much whenever they want to. But that's his style of play, and it's definitely been working for him, winning this one 45-28. Moving on, the Chargers beat the Patriots 43-37. Another user that loves to pride themselves on running the football, and he plays pretty well. He was the first team to clinch the playoff seed, and definitely love me some Bert, man. There's nothing personal with him. Whenever I'm picking on him about me, throwing the football. But as you guys can see, he was able to do the same this game. 6 passing TDs. It's definitely something to take notice to. Um, he is sneaky good, in my opinion. He can throw the football. He can also run it. Amarian Hampton, 87 yards rushing is definitely something that was great to see as well. So the biggest questions that I had for Chargers was the playoffs. How do you feel about your team finally clinching first? Will you bench your players? Those were some questions that I wanted to ask him more so than about the game as far as beating the Patriots.
Yeah, in regards to playing the starters all year, we're just going to take it one game at a time. We'll kind of reassess that once we see, well, not once we see, but if we do end up clinching the conference, then we can maybe look into getting some more playing time for the backups. But as of right now, we're gonna play our starters until it's set in stone that the AFC has to run through LA. Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to it, we'll play our starters all year. A pretty deep team already, so I mean, if anything happens, we should be fine. But yeah, I think the most important thing is to win the championship this year. Last year went through the regular season with only one loss, but came up short in the AFC championship game. So in hindsight, it doesn't really matter that we only had one loss during the regular season. So, I mean, if you're talking about going undefeated throughout the regular season, just to say that you're undefeated and then not winning the championship, I think I'd rather win the championship. So, I mean, as long as we're clinched and all that happens, then I don't see a reason to play the starters. And if I lose playing backups, then it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we got 4 more games to go, 3 of them in division, I believe, and then the last game against Rio and the Bucks, who made the Super Bowl last year. So that'll be a tough game, and yeah, I know he'll bring it, and I'd rather not play my backups just so we have a really good game. But I mean, if it comes down to it, it comes down to it, and yeah, I hope to play him with the starters, maybe in the Super Bowl. But we'll cross that bridge when it gets there. Thank you.
Definitely shaping up to be a Super Bowl team, that is for sure. Chargers been rolling all season, man. I mean, what they've been able to do has definitely been very historic. Winning every game, and also the sacks. They have a lot of sacks. I showed you guys that as well. Taking a look at their team, Chargers is second in offense, right behind the Jags, and you guys know Jags is a very heavy offense. So to say that the Chargers is right there next to them speaks volumes as far as this football team. And in passing, they're top 3 in passing as well. So they are a team that can score points. I mean, Chargers is a team that's one of the top. I mean, Jags is a team that's one of the top in the league in scoring, but the Chargers actually outscore the Jags. So it should tell you how powerful this offense is. They also very good in first downs, leading the league in first downs as well. So this is a team that's built on making it to the playoffs. I feel like this team definitely have what it takes. And it's just a matter of, as he said before, winning in the postseason. It really doesn't matter now what is done. They have a very likable schedule. The rest of their games, 2 games, I feel like they're going to win. It's going to come down to that Buccaneers game against Rio. And we'll see what happens from there. But this is a team that I definitely have circled to win it all this year. I feel like I will be meeting with him after the season to hand him his cash, because he's one of the guys that, if not the only player this year that I feel like has a very favorable chance to win it all. Now, I know that says a lot because we haven't even mentioned this kid right here, Absolution. But when you just look at this team overall, led by Justin Herbert, they're really deep, as he mentioned. And if they don't have any injuries towards the end of this run, Chargers is a team to look out for. Moving on, this was a very, very heartbreaking game right here. Playoffs was on the line. With me being a couple games back, got on a win streak, and then the Giants came into Jacksonville and smashed us in the mouth. What was interesting is that we was up 35-24 in the first half, but he held me to only 8 points in the second half. I've never witnessed that ever, and I have to give all credit to the Giants for their ability to figure it out. Whatever it is, I told them don't share it, because you guys know I can definitely score. But he held me to 8 points. That was crazy. 397, 4 TDs, 2 interceptions. Just wasn't a good game. 61 pass percent completion. Jackson Dart played lights out. 3 TDs, 4 interceptions. But the stats really doesn't show how great this young kid played. I love the fact that it was Jackson Dart against Shedeur Sanders as well. It was a fun matchup. Rushing wise, he had 95 yards rushing, 2 TDs. Definitely was something to look out for. We didn't really run the ball as well. Got away from running the ball. I mean, maybe that's something that caught up with me in the second half. I mean, he was 8.7 is just way too many yards to not keep feeding them. So maybe I would start trying to feed my running backs. Travis Hunter played great, 10 receptions, 168, 1 TD. Theo Johnson was a problem. Tight end, just continually dominated us. He had 9 receptions, 139, and 1 TD. But the biggest difference in this game, in my opinion, was the defense. It's not going to show on the stats, but because we're going to be up there as far as interceptions go with 4, and he had 1, but his ability to hold me to 8 points in the fourth quarter, that right there was why he won this game. His ability to figure it out, whatever it was, he whatever he figured out during the game, it threw me off because everything I was doing in the first half, I couldn't do in the second half, and so he found the recipe. I don't know what it was, but give credit to him. He's great too. Moving on, we had the Saints and the Vikings. Saints won this one 37-29. I did interview the Saints after the win, and so you guys don't hear me talk all day. We're going to listen to what he said, and then I give you guys my thoughts.
What's going on, Stephen A? Honestly, for playing the CPU Vikings, was a pretty lackluster offensive performance this week. Only 2 third-down conversions in 13 minutes time of possession, but I didn't care enough to restart, honestly. Jalen Hurts did get 2 touchdowns and an interception. And rushing-wise, he had 2 rushing touchdowns. I think that puts him at like 8 this year. Jamal Haynes did good. Great. 5th round pick, 6th round pick, or late pick. Great pick for us. Receiving wise, Noah Fant weirdly did the best, which was interesting. Out of all our weapons, Reggie Gillum had a 35-yard touchdown catch. 31 yards was run after catch, so that was interesting to do. Leggett, who, since we traded for Dell, obviously doesn't play very much. He got a touchdown. Defensive-wise, Chase Young got 2.5 sacks, a couple other sacks from Christian Harris and Devon Goddard. I probably said that horribly, so
I'm worse.
apologies to him, because I'll probably never say it right. Now Zavada, people criticize us for taking a kicker in, I think, the 4th round. And he got his kick blocked a couple weeks ago, so now we just kind of try long attempts to see what we can do. And he hit a 64-yarder, and I think the other one he missed was like 62. The DA doesn't track 60-plus, only 50-plus. And then our other touchdown came from Trevor Pena, so he made some impact, just not in the receiving game. He had a
Yeah, the return touchdown. I think it's his first, but the Saints' third this year. But we gotta play more efficiently on offense, get some stuff cleaned up, and try to venture out this back into the season to end strong. I know we got the Browns next, so that'll be a tough game, and see how everything plays out with seeding, because we're close to the Giants and the Bears, but well, not the Bears. He is the tiebreaker, so I lied about that. But we'll see how everything plays out for the rest of the year and all that.
Great stuff right there. Appreciate you for the interview. One of my favorite guys that is very consistent with interviews. And as he mentioned, you want to get things done offensively. His defense is not as good, obviously, being right after mines. I don't have the worst defense. Nobody is worse than me with defense. Offensively, he was number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's top 10 offensively. That's definitely something great to hang your hat on if you are him. And he also can score points as well. I mean, he's top 5 in the league. Well, number 2 as far as points per game. Definitely is something to look at if you're the Saints. I think this team is built on scoring. Um, we will see. We will see what happens. But I think they're built on scoring, and that's what you want to see if you are the Saints. Just win games around this time of the year. It's not about anything else other than winning. Get to the playoffs, and then the records is 0-0. Same thing Bert said. Moving on, we did that one. Lions and the Titans. I felt like this was a very good win by the Titans. Harvey Specter. I felt like this was a good win considering their team very young and they're building something special over here. So he did speak out about the excitement of the team and just the youth of this team and how they are trying to continually add on as much as they can these last few weeks right before the off season.
Hey, Stephen A. Yeah, I think we finally formed our identity, which is based in the trenches, especially with our stud running back. So we're just going to try to capitalize off that and continue to get better each week. But yeah, it's been a learning experience. Ready to take the next step. Finding the identity was very, very crucial. Balance, a little bit more run balance than pass balance. Giving Cam better opportunities and putting all the pressure on him.
Yeah, I definitely agree. As you mentioned, try not to put a lot of pressure on Cam. And I think their ability to draft Darius Taylor was probably one of the best drafts this year as far as this kid. He's definitely been very special. 944 yards. He's going to hit the 1,000-yard mark before the season is over. 5.7 average ATDs. I mean, what more can you ask for from a rookie who's paired up with Tony Pollard as well? So I do feel like that definitely takes a lot of load off of Cam Ward. His first year, I don't think I can see it, but his first year, Cam Ward turned the ball over a lot. Okay, we can see it. So yeah, this is a big difference right here. His first year he turned the ball over a lot. But this year, 16, so he has turned the ball over less, and he has a 70 passing completion percentage. So he has improved, and I think a lot of that is because of his ability to have a running game. That's definitely something that's great for this football team. So, that's something you want to see if you are the Titans, and they're going to continually draft year after year. They are a team that the standings doesn't tell you how good of a team they are. I mean, when you start getting to these teams like the Titans, the Giants, these teams can beat you on any given Sunday. And so it's because of their ability to be able to draft very well. And so I think he's going to be one of the guys that's going to be talked about, if not next season, the season after next, for sure. Moving on, we had Koopy beat the Cardinals CPU 47-14. We don't really go over computer games unless you do an interview. Then we had the Raiders. The Raiders is a team. He's been talking a lot of noise out of the Vegas camp. You guys know he called out the Cowboys and he said his running back Ashton Genty would be one of the top, if not this year, next season. And in this game, you can see he is getting them guys loaded up, ready to go for next season. But they are a team that's on the edge. I mean, I think, let me look at their standings real quick. I want to say this is a team that could potentially make the playoffs. Yeah, they can make the playoffs, especially with the Jags just losing this past week. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, I mean, it's not all the way out for them yet. Being right behind the Patriots, they are a team that hasn't shut it down yet because there's still a lot of football left. And, so I did talk to the Raiders, and he was very excited about the win and his running back, Ashton Genty. We'll see how he feel about Genty, along with showing Massive that he can run the football as well.
Hey, thanks for having me, Steven. Yeah, man, new Bills owner came in. He looked pretty good out there. Had a couple nice motion plays. Was passing that ball around and everything. But we wanted to, maintain the tempo of the game. Ashton Genty, cracked over 150 rushing yards. He stayed consistent on the ground. We definitely aren't tanking. It's always a possibility if we could slip up into the playoffs, but we're going to need some help. In order for us to get to the playoffs, we're going to need some help because, some of those playoff teams we actually lost to earlier this year. We didn't have the game plan. We didn't put it together. We didn't play solid enough defense. But forcing a fumble on Josh Allen as he was in a first and goal situation, and also picking him off late in the game, that kind of helped the defense. But, it didn't help that, we still turned the ball over ourselves. So, we got to clean that up, limit the turnovers, and just play solid all around good football. Next up, we'll be playing the Chargers. And, we're looking forward to that game. Hopefully we don't get blown out too much, but, we definitely got to try to stifle that guy and, slow up that undefeatedness. I mean, he's the second man trying to, go undefeated throughout the regular season. So, hopefully we can dig deep, and come out with a victory. Thank you for having me, Steven.
Great interview right there from Raiders, Young Mantine. And, I feel like Young Mantine is definitely one of those teams that you have to definitely be ready to go. I mean, if the Chargers come into the game thinking that it's just going to be an easy one, you're going to have to think again, because Raiders definitely is going to come with it. They are trying to get into the playoffs. So you heard him say he's not tanking, and he's literally one spot away, although he did lose some games that he mentioned to some of the teams that's ahead of him. We'll take a look at that in the C. So he lost to the Chargers. He lost to the Patriots as well. So yeah, definitely, some losses from teams that's ahead of him, but still not all the way over yet. You got 3 games left. I mean, if the Patriots lose 3 and he win 3, he's in. I mean, it's that simple. So needing outside help definitely is what he needs, but you have to first win the game. You hear coaches talk about that all the time. You have to first win, and then you worry about outside help because you got to help yourself before you try to get help, outside help. Um, Moving on, the Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks won 34-29. Turnover battle was 0-1. Rookie Braylon Braxton been playing his behind off, man. I mean, this kid is definitely something special. I mean, he's one of the top guys in the league as well. Let me see something. Show you guys something. That guy's he's been playing great. He was behind Stafford a little bit this season, but he's been getting some playing time now. From Southern Miss as well. So I think he is one of the potential. I want to say, what round was he drafted? I gotta learn how to work this. I don't know if they show you that, but massive. If you see this, maybe you can tell me how I can find out what round he was drafted. But he wasn't one of the heavy hitters, so that's for sure. And he's been playing pretty good. I mean, 3 games he's played so far, and he's giving you 313 yards per game, more than every quarterback that's on your roster. And I feel like this guy is the future, and less interceptions as well. So it remains to be seen if he's going to stick with him. But if it was me, I would. I don't care about ratings. I care about what you put out there on the field. And so in this game, he gave you 2 TDs, 424 yards passing, 64 passing completion percentage. Maybe if you can get some, just like myself, you can get some running yards. Maybe you can really be a problem. 10 receptions, 146, 1 TD by their tight end. Puka Nacua had 5 receptions, 124, 1 TD. He had 2 guys with over 100 yards, damn near 3. So, I mean, I love it. You know what I'm saying? If you dominate in the air and you have damn near 3 receivers with over 100 yards, I mean, what else can you say? Do he need to run the ball? No, because he's dominating. He's spreading the ball around. It's not like he just going to one target all game. But he did lose the game. They are a young team, but I do feel like they are a team to look out for sure. Lastly, we had the Bucks in Carolina. Now, Rio is a guy that you want to watch out for. Let me see something. Okay, so we didn't interview him, but he's a guy you want to watch out for. You heard Bert speak out about him a little bit in the interview. He is somebody you want to look out for. Madden 26. So far, we have Colts Super Bowl champion Madden 25. He did win season 5 in Madden 25. So yeah, he has won a Super Bowl before in the GFSSL league. He also won back in Madden 24. And yeah, so he won some Super Bowls before. So I would definitely be on the lookout for the Bucks. I do feel like they are a playoff team as well. Buccaneers, oh, they're not. They're not. Let's see what their playoff look like. as far as the Bucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's take a look at their division. So they're not going to win a division, but they can still get in this thing. They can still get in here. And if they get in here, you better look out because, as I said before, his resume speaks volumes. So you have 4 teams already in, and then you have the Seahawks, the Buccaneers, Packers. Cowboys is not going to get in there. You can pretty much wipe them out. It's going to come down to, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think these 3 is going to potentially get in. I just don't see the Cowboys getting in. But they're going to have to keep winning. The Buccaneers control their own destiny. That's for sure. Their NFC record is 7-3. Cowboys record is 6-3. But I just don't feel like they're going to win with their schedule. Cowboys haven't been winning games as of late. I want to say they're on the losing streak, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at the Cowboys. Okay, so they won 1 and they lost 1. They lost 2 right here, Giants and the Jags. Just don't think this team. I don't think they'll get in. They play the Commanders, then they have the Eagles and the Giants. Giants, Eagles, Commanders. I just don't see it. But we will see. We will definitely see. Moving on. Lastly, we had was so we finished that. Top performers right now: Shador Sanders, Herbert, and Richardson. All 3 in the top 3. We will see. We're going to finish strong, but I may sit Shador simply because we're not making the playoffs, and I don't want to risk injury or something crazy, career injury, something stupid. Same thing with Travis Hunter. Jacobs, Claiborne, and Taylor are the top 3 in rushing. You have Singleton, Hunter, and Collins, top 3 in receiving. Latu, Williams, and Bailey, top 3 in sacks. Interceptions, you got Queen, Wright, and Reed. And then in tackles, you got Wilson, Brooks, and Elliott. Definitely love to see that right there. Some of the hot news right now, season passing leaders, I did go over that. Justin Herbert been playing great. I mean, when you look at the statistics of 3 quarterbacks, I mean, you could make a case that Herbert has had better season a little bit than Shador. The completion percentage is much higher of all 3 quarterbacks, and that's something you have to take a look at along with them being undefeated. You know, you guys know I'm not biased when it comes to giving you guys my honest analysis, just like real life. You know, I'm gonna cut it to you raw. Shador Sanders has the most yards, but Herbert has the better completions and probably less interceptions. Let me take a look at that as well. When you look at all those things, you have to, as a commentary analyst, you have to look at everything. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, no doubt about it. Herbert is definitely number 1 in all categories when it comes to quarterbacks. 4 interceptions, 25. I would take 4 any day. Now, of course, this is my first year with Shador, and I'm gonna have to get those numbers down. But this is beautiful, man. This is great. I love that, and he has less sacks. So Herbert is definitely the better quarterback this season as far as performers. That's pretty much it. We will get into incentives and all that other stuff once we get to the playoffs. This is the last recap until the playoffs. So I'm going to give guys a chance to really lock in, make it to the playoffs, and then we'll get back going with interviews. So appreciate all you guys, man. This was a great season for us. We're going to fight to the end, despite what the positions are for us. Next season, we're going to be much stronger than what we were this year. The 2 suspensions definitely put us in position where it knocked us out earlier in the year, but we definitely will be back for sure. See you guys later, man. I got to get ready for those Eagles. Peace.